In our most recent weekly predictions, we shed light on this need for certainty that so many of us have, and how this can really translate into us trying to micromanage the universe and other people, and just the general fears that it can bring up. So this week, what I wanted to do for Wisdom Wednesday is to dive deep into how to overcome this fear of uncertainty, and how to create a feeling of confidence and certainty within yourself, and to, of course, have that reflect into your relationships. If we have not met already, I'm Lauren K. Wyatt. I'm a psychic, a spiritual advisor. I'm a pet psychic and transformational coach. And I have over 10 years of experience in working with individuals and with couples on their relationships and on creating higher levels of love and joy and success within their lives and their relationships. So also, every Friday, I send my community weekly predictions to help all of us navigate our lives and relationships with more love, trust, and confidence. And on Wednesday, I create these videos to give you the spiritual coaching companion to assist you in moving through some of those themes that we deal with on a week by week, day by day basis. So, as said before, we're going to really talk about intimacy. And I had a mentor once who said intimacy was into me. I see. And so many of us are afraid to look deeply within ourselves, and we can create a lot of drama and distraction in our relationships. And we can do this by, again, wanting to control, micromanage other people. And with this unconscious tendency to avoid seeing the root of the issue, which comes down to trust issues and fears of intimacy. So what I did is I took two videos that I've created over the last few years that I think touch on this subject very, very well. So I would like to introduce those videos to you. The first one is all about really knowing yourself. And the second one is knowing your bullshit. Because if you know your bullshit, you're less likely to project it on other people, or you're going to be willing to see it, love yourself, and be patient with yourself and the others in your life as you move forward. Doing so will help you to cultivate this genuine trust and this authentic self-confidence as you create a life that you really love, that reflects your authentic truth. And as you create that relationship that allows you to really be yourself, whether you're currently manifesting a new relationship or you'd like to go to new levels with your partner, or you're even in the process of walking away from a relationship or circumstance that you feel just does not serve you anymore. Okay, beautiful ones. So enjoy the show. Push love away by sacrificing ourselves. So first, I want to acknowledge that there are positive aspects to each of these illusions of relationship. And the positive aspect for the illusion of sacrifice is this ability to tap into the needs of others and to want to care for others. And I think in 2020, we've seen so much of this in whether it's wearing a mask because we believe or have the intention that in doing so we are caring for other people, including ourselves. And with the illusion of sacrifice, it's so beautiful to want to first of all be aware of other people's needs. It's a very beautiful, beautiful skill. And when it turns into the illusion of sacrifice is when we get so caught up in everything, everybody else's emotions and needs, that we forget where we are. So where are you right now? What I mean is emotionally, where are you? How are you feeling right now? Where are you spiritually? What thoughts are running through your beautiful mind? And chances are that you might be feeling a little more anxious than usual, and maybe you feel a little depleted and drained. A lot of the clients that I have at Love Renegades are very sensitive people and intuitive people, people who are empathic. And sometimes with people like us, we can really carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. And with the illusion of sacrifice at play, we can end up pushing love away from us by not connecting with our own needs. So if you are feeling drained, if you're feeling depleted, that is most likely due to you having some unmet needs. And if you're feeling frustrated or angry or bitter about how others are acting or how you're being treated by your partner or your family or colleagues, this can go on and on. If you're feeling those things, it's because maybe you have not acknowledged your own needs. So right now I want to invite you to really be aware of how you want to experience yourself in a relationship, how you want to be treated, and to celebrate yourself for taking the time to think about it. Even though we may have lists of complaints about other people and what they're doing and not doing, and it could be like a very specific person, like your partner, or like I said before, family members, colleagues. It can also be just with humankind in general. And right now, there's a lot of chaos happening. There's a lot of opportunities to be upset, especially when you can like really feel the heaviness of the world on you. And celebrate that. It's so beautiful. And also realize that it's not about them. It may feel like it's about them, but what this really is about you. So ask yourself, why have I chosen to disconnect with my needs? How have I given my power away, and why have I chosen that? I want to talk about something that is really triggering. It's something that I've personally been triggered by, and
my clients have been triggered by, and I'm sure that you have as well. This is about visibility. It's so scary to be seen. And what's interesting about that is in our relationships, oftentimes we want to be seen and loved and cared for more than anything in the world. We want to be fully accepted and regarded and supported for being our true selves. And it is so vulnerable to do that. And the thing about being seen is that a lot of us have had negative experiences where we're seen, and maybe in these negative experiences we've even been attacked by someone else. I've heard stories of, oh, like I told this person like these secrets about me. I shared my deepest heartbreak, pain, and trauma, and as soon as we got into a fight, they just turned around and used that against me. And it's the most heartbreaking, gutting thing in the world to go through that, and it can make us put up walls so that we don't get hurt. And what I see happening with a lot of really successful people, and success in a variety of ways, like whether it's successful in business or it's within their artwork or it's how they show up with their friends or family. I notice that people can really, this is a wall that is not uncommon, and it's this, I want to be seen, but I want to control how I'm seen. And what that can do is it can lead to this attitude of like wanting to kind of know everything. And this is something that in Love Renegades we call the illusion of absorption. The illusion of absorption is an illusion of relationship. It's one of the illusions of relationship that separate us from love. And when we are under the influence of the illusion of absorption, we want to know everything. And like we study up, we read as much as we can about a subject that is really just like we're banging our heads against the wall. And I see this happen a lot of times with really smart, successful people in the area of relationships. Like they've read the books, they've gone to the seminars, and still they're not having the experiences that they want. And I have experienced this in other life areas as well. I know how frustrating it is to study and know and breathe these principles and have things not turn out the way that you want. It just does not seem fair. But what's missing for illusion of absorption folks, and we've all been there, is there is this deeper knowing, this deeper, it's this deeper part within ourselves that is calling for more work to do. And by work, I mean it's causing you to really go within in a way that feels scary, feels confrontational. And you know why? It's because it's the unknown. You can't hide behind a knowledge or like behind a book or your knowledge when this thing is right there. And this thing, we can think of it archetypally and as your saboteur, and how we all have an inner saboteur. And within this saboteur archetype, and when I first learned about archetypes, I'm on a journey of like learning and just absorbing information and perspectives that support me and being the best I can be, and supporting others. Of course, like I love learning, and most people who are under the influence of the illusion of absorption, they love absorbing information, right? So Carolyn Mace talks about the different archetypes, and she speaks to the saboteur. And the saboteur, it's something we all have, no matter how evolved you are, no matter where you're at. Like, the saboteur archetype is there. And whenever there's a healing opportunity or an empowerment opportunity, that saboteur is going to swoop in and say, this doesn't fit into how we see things. This is a threat to our persona, to our knowing. So we're going to just say that's not true. We're not even willing to entertain it. We're going to fight against it. And it's just like with all of the illusions of relationship, it's frustrating and it's sad because they often point to qualities in us that are so amazing that can become dysfunctional. So in the subject of being seen in relationships, and how I talk to so many people, so many of us say the same things, like, I want to be seen and loved and appreciated for who I am, right? And this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it feels really good in theory, but the steps to take to get there can be so uncomfortable. It can be like the most gutting work. And that's because you're really looking at your saboteur. You have your junior, that's my word for ego. You have junior kind of under the microscope, and you're not being mean to junior. You're just like, all right, like, what is this? What part of me is coming forth and wants me to see this part of myself? And oftentimes we'll push it away because it's hard or it's something we don't want to deal with, but it's essential to get to where you're going.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, or if there's something that you would love for me to go into more detail about, please go ahead and leave a comment on this video. If you liked it, go ahead and like it. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. Also, if you're not in my community already, please go to my website and sign up for weekly predictions so that you can receive in your inbox every Friday weekly predictions and an accompanying audio transmission that will help you navigate with love, trust, and confidence. And if you want to continue to see through your own bullshit and to progress on your path of being your authentic self and calling in the divine to help you do that, please take my illusions quiz. All of these links are in the description below. And I am Lauren K. Wyatt, your psychic, spiritual advisor, pet psychic, and transformational coach. Until next time.